this game was pretty impactful, just based on the standings of the
Yeah,
league.
it's gonna be a
Uh,
lot harder for Creeping to get first in their group anymore
yeah, I
in
mean,
their division.
if we take a look at the divisions here from before this match, we see in the Zombie World here, creeping this division, we see Shrimp Squad being first with 4 wins and 0 losses, and Creeping Death being second with 3 wins and 1 loss, which will now be 3 wins
I
and
think
2 losses.
this like
Um,
like temporarily this win will put Three Kings in first place in the entire league because the only other teams that have 4 wins haven't played yet this
yeah,
week.
well, yeah. So and Creeping Death, other win being, or sorry, other loss being versus Shrimp Squad. Maybe not being a
The
fluke after
surprise
all.
4-0 team.
Uh,
Like you look at the teams, they all look pretty expected, but then you see like Shrimp Squad. It's like, wow, what are these guys doing to get that good, you know? You never know. I'm
uh,
just gonna say, like, Shrimp Squad, they hold the tiebreaker over Creeping Death, and Creeping Death are now 2 losses behind them.
yeah, but this
Or
holds.
one, like, technically, like, 1 loss and potentially a second loss behind them.
Yeah, yeah, and this holds a lot of value for um not only for Three Kings and Shrimp Squad, but every team coming up that's going to be facing Shrimp Squad and Three Kings and potentially beating them, right? If you're able to beat
Yeah.
Shrimp Squad, or if you're able to beat Three Kings, you have also beat the one of the teams that were able to beat the previous season's champions, which in itself holds a lot of weight, right?
Yeah.
And this also solidifying, if we look over at the Toon Kingdom division, this also solidifies Three Kings flawless record right now, proving
Yeah.
that they have not only been beating lower teams on the standings, but they have now also beaten a pretty a team that's pretty high up there, like Creeping Death, right? Creeping Death, ranked tier 1 coming into the season, but also
I mean, they're the champions, dude.
yeah, exactly. But also only having 1 loss before this week, right? So
Yeah.
Three Kings making a
I
stance
mean, like,
for
you can't take Creeping Death lightly. They've only lost to undefeated teams.
yeah, yeah, that's true. That speaks a lot of volume for Creeping Death as well. And like
But
the match we just saw wasn't by any means a landslide or Three Kings dominating Creeping Death.
yeah, it was actually pretty close.
Yeah,
Like the end score is not like 9-10, but it was still pretty close if you like watch the whole thing.
yeah. Like, just in my honest opinion, I feel like this match ended up being Three Kings making a few bad calls, but getting the good end of RNG and managed to bring it back. Um,
Yeah, definitely got a little lucky there with the run at the end.
yeah. uh, but yeah, so this match speaks a lot of volumes for a lot of teams, and a lot of divisions actually, just from being one match.
Yeah. We're also at the halfway point in the league where every team is like where there's we every team is after this week will have played 5 games, and then there's only 5 games left after that.
Yeah,
So pretty much at this point, if you're undefeated right now, and you it's up to you whether or not you remain first in your division. You should have already beaten, like, if you're undefeated, you should have already beaten everyone in your own division.
yeah, for sure. And I think it speaks, or sorry, not I think it speaks. I think Taaha is going to join the call back here in a second now, and we are going to talk a little bit about the other divisions as well. Um, a little
The
bit
other
of
division.
post
What's so special
game,
about those?
huh?
What's so special about the other divisions?
Uh, it's the other divisions.
What's up?
Yo, Taaha.
Uh-huh.
So I
Welcome
had to
back.
join in. Yeah, I had to. I know I said peace and all in my signature goodbye, but had to join in again for
You didn't
this
play in the
post-game
end, dude.
discussion. Huh?
You didn't play in the end. You didn't play
didn't what?
Linkin Park. You didn't play Linkin Park.
Yeah, no Linkin Park, but yo, dude, I just want to say the Zombie World division is looking really like anybody's division right now. Like I know Shrimp Squad is 4-0, but that second spot is looking really available for a lot
Is
of
it?
teams. Like Creeping Death is 3-2 now. If Abusement Park wins their game this week, they have the R&D edge. So even if Abusement Park wins 10-9, I think, or something, then Abusement Park will be second. So Abusement Park just has to win this week. Royal Card Fighters are also 2-2. If they win, they have to win like 10-6. I'm looking at it right now. Then Royal Card Fighters will be second place, or at least above Creeping Death. Like at the end of this week, Creeping Death could have gone from second place to fourth place just because of losing to Three Kings. Like it shows how stacked this division is in terms of like record. I know. Fortunately, Sun Clan
I
at the
think it's
bottom.
definitely the closest. It's definitely the closest of the four divisions.
Yeah.
I think the only team that looks solidified after this week is Shrimp Squad, right? No matter what happens this week, since Creeping Death
Shrimp Squad
just
will remain in
lost,
first place.
yeah, you will remain first place in the division, or Shrimp
Right.
Squad will.
So Shrimp Squad is playing Sun Clan this week, so we'll have to see how that goes. The 4-0 team versus the 0-4 team. I mean,
I got my money on Sun Clan.
Same. But I'm saying even if
but
Sun
after
Clan
that,
ends
we
up,
play. I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like after, like let's say Shrimp Squad loses to Sun Clan for, like, let's say that happens, right? The week after that, Shrimp Squad plays Three Kings. So, if Shrimp Squad plays Three Kings with a 1 loss and loses to Three Kings, then that would be pretty bad for Shrimp Squad. They would drop down to like second, third, or worse. I mean, it depends on the other teams in the division. Like right now, so far, Shrimp Squad and the other teams in the division, they've been playing each other. Like that's been the trend so far. Like Creeping Death barely edged over Abusement Park. Shrimp Squad destroyed Creeping Death. Sorry, I had to put that out in there. And beat Abusement Park just barely, even though it was we saw it today. It was 6-2, and then they caught up. Abusement Park almost did that just a few days ago. And then Royal Card Fighters, Shrimp Squad barely beat in the very first game, and now they're coming back. So it's
Actually, if Shrimp Squad wins their match this week, they actually have a very good chance of being first in the entire league.
yeah, 100% agree with that. Well, no, actually, if Shrimp Squad beats Three Kings, then I'm pretty sure Shrimp Squad would probably be first in the entire league or second.
No, I'm
'cause
saying
it
for
depends
this
on how
week
you guys
because
do.
well, no, because this week, basically, the way placings work is your game record matters first, and then teams that are tied for game record, it's about your round difference, right?
Oh yeah, you're right.
So right now, the top 3 teams in terms of round difference are Shrimp Squad at 13, Renegades at 13, and then Bricks and Potatoes at 16. But Bricks and Potatoes and Renegades play this week, so depending on how close that game is and how close Shrimp Squad's game is, Shrimp Squad could potentially be in first place in league
So-
standings.
Speaking of Renegades, we see their okay, never mind.
no,
I mean,
no,
we see.
we have it up, the Renegades
Oh, okay,
divisions, Neospace.
Okay. So yeah, Renegades, man. Look, I don't even look at them as a new team. A lot of people are saying like, oh, they're a new team. Like they're not a new team. Come on, man. They're just basically 420 experience that are renamed. Like I might as well just call Shrimp Squad like Fish Squad, and like, wow, we're a new team, man. We're this new team that blew everyone off. Like, like the Renegades are just
One of
420
the
experience with added
Karma
numbers.
420 experience with them.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
I
anyway,
mean, yeah, the Renegades
They've
is
been doing
basically-
fantastic.
Yeah.
They've been doing fantastic. I don't know how many difficult matchups they've had, and I don't want to say that to undermine any teams, but record-wise, how many difficult matchups they had. Like for example, Shrimp Squad played against Creeping Death. They played against VIP. So those are record-wise relatively difficult matchups. But I'm not sure who Renegade have played. I haven't been really following them. But I mean, if you look at their division, like you saw the Shrimp Squad division, right? You saw that there was a 4-0 and a 3-2 and a 2-2 and a 2-2. You see this, it's 4-0 and then immediately 2-2 and 2-2. Like this division is not looking as competitive record-wise as the other one. So even if Renegades like drop a game, against Bricks and Potatoes, they're still well off. They're like 2 games and not even 2 and 4 R&D games ahead of the next team. And it's really awesome for ALP to win against Murdering. Otherwise, like this division would have been 4-0, 2-2, 1-3, 1-3, 1-3. Like, that would have been pretty disappointing. But I have faith in ALP. I think they're a great team, and I think they're just getting used to this stuff. But do you guys have any comments about this division?
They actually have one more win, right? They should have one more. Should they have one more win, or was that win for?
No, that was the last game. That was the last game of last week.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, ALP is at lose win. But
Yeah.
I mean, you got any comments about this division?
It's. I feel like it's hard to rate the divisions and teams right now, because I feel like this week is when most teams are actually going to start playing teams from the other division, like this week and next week, or the previous week and this week, depending on how you see it. But
I think this is one of the few divisions that have no teams with like 4 losses. Don't all the other divisions have a team with 4 losses? Oh, I know.
Let's see.
Our team, our last place team got a win
Clan.
earlier today. They got a win last week. So
yeah, and
so yeah,
the Chaos Zone also has at least 1 win.
Yeah,
And
I feel like...
wow, Toon Kingdom actually have 2 teams with 4 losses and 0 wins.
Yeah, rip Garuda, dude. I thought Garuda was gonna be so good.
Yeah, you talked them up pretty much.
Yeah,
Right,
well, I mean, didn't we like lost the scrim to them? I was like, dude, this is gonna be like one of the sleeper teams. Turns out they're one of the resident sleeper teams.
They ended up as the resident sleeper. Oh man. Now you have a Chaos Zone up.
Yeah,
I see you guys chilling at the top. 16 R&D. That's like...
it's the
Dude,
highest
it's
in the
supposed to
league.
be 20.
You
I
guys,
think
you can just... Dude,
that's
you guys
the
could
only
just...
reason why it's not 20.
Dude, you guys could literally... Bricks and Potatoes could literally just not show up to a game one week and still be at the top. Like, you just be like, all right, here's our roster. JK, we don't have a roster. We're taking vacation off this week. You guys can play. Like, legit, you guys could actually just get away with that. I mean,
we're going to Korea for a week to boot camp.
You're 2 games and 10 R&D. That's like 5. You're like 5. Quick maths real quick. That you're 8 players and 2 wins ahead of like. That's insane. I mean, you're almost 3 games ahead. Like you could literally lose 2. You could literally lose 2 games, and in 1 game, lose 10-9 and still be the number 1 team in the division. Like, that's crazy.
Wait,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think actually Chaos Zone might be the division with the highest difference between the first and second place. Yeah,
Yeah.
by far actually.
And then
Yeah.
Toon Kingdom.
In their place, dude.
But that also speaks for a lot for the division maybe not being as strong. That's another thing we don't know. Like just looking at the divisions, right? It's looking like Bricks and Potatoes are like super overpowered right now. But I guess coming this week when Bricks and Potatoes versus TRNG, we're actually going to see, are Bricks and Potatoes actually as strong as their record is showing, or is it just that they have an easy division right now?
Right now,
You could say the same thing
4
about
undefeated
TRNG.
teams, and by the end of this week, there's not going to be 4 undefeated teams.
Yeah, there's only
Ooh.
going to be 3.
Oh shit!
Well,
Because
There
3
might-
Kings won.
So there might be 2.
No, they can't be because 3 Kings won.
What about Shrimp Squad?
Yeah, Shrimp Squad can still lose.
Right. I forgot.
Yeah, don't
forgot-
jinx it now, Taaha.
Oh
I forgot
shit!
I forgot it's a new week. My bad. I forgot because I'm thinking we won a recent game. My bad.
Yeah. But yeah, so
Yeah.
this week is going to be pretty huge because a lot of undefeated teams could fall and will fall, at least one of them. And on top of that,
And one of them didn't fall.
yeah, and one of them didn't fall.
Like Three Kings
Also,
almost fell.
yeah,
KO said no.
and I think looking record wise based on this and the previous season, Shrimp Squad is the only undefeated team with a like very favorable matchup based on record, right? Like Three Kings
Shipka
versus
versus Sun Clan.
yeah,
Like you're saying, like quote seeding wise or record wise, we should win this week.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
you're pretty. There's a pretty high chance based on record that Shrimp Squad should win compared to Three Kings versus Creeping Death. It's like sure, Three Kings is ahead in record, but Creeping Death has been in them before. So you know that's a pretty even matchup looking at the record. And TRNG versus Bricks and Potatoes also, the record is pretty much the same aside from a few round difference. And both teams are like quote unquote new teams. So that's also like a very even matchup. It's not like any of the undefeated teams had 3 weeks aside from maybe Shrimp Squad. But yeah, so this week is going to
Do you want to
show.
go over the schedule for this week and see like what are we seeing other than because I know there were a lot of big games like division games too that decided who would be second. Let me bring it up real quick on mine and I'll verbally speak it out. Like as you guys know, Renegades and Bricks and Potatoes are going to play and it's going to be a featured stream. So make sure you follow this channel, and make sure you turn on notifications so you know when it's going to be live. Whenever we go live, we make sure that we have top quality content. We're not just going to be streaming, like like a I don't know how to say this, but like not we're gonna make sure every stream has good quality. It's gonna be a proper caster. There's not gonna be a fan blowing in the background with whoever casting. It's gonna be top quality content, and thus whenever we go live, that's gonna be the case. So make sure you turn your notifications on for us. But other than that, we have okay. So we're gonna have Royal Card Fighters versus
I
Amusement
noticed
Park.
I noticed the chilling with Sheila game. I actually noticed when we were looking at the league standings that even though chilling with Sheila is second place and Three Kings are first place, Sheila has a better round difference.
Yeah, they
than,
do actually.
Three Kings.
That also has a lot to do with Masarek's run, right? He basically gave them +7 that week, I think.
Also, like I think Three Kings also have pretty close series, whereas
Yeah.
like Sheila's team, it basically whether how big their win difference is depends on when they put Masarek in.
Well,
honestly,
that's a statement you can make.
So chillin' with Chilla and VIP are playing this week. Even if chillin' with Chilla loses, they're still gonna be second place, no matter what, unless VIP decides or chillin' with Chilla decides not to show up.
Well, I don't know if you guys do head to heads or is it only based on round difference? If you guys base it on head to head, then if VIP beat Chilling with Sheila, they would be second place.
As of right now, it's R&D, but as playoffs is still being decided, that's something that the commissioners are talking about. Because it depends heavily on the format of playoffs. Because there are two things, there's two ways we can do it, right? Because the way right now it works, and this would be like I know this has been a really commonly asked question, so I'll address it right now. Basically, the way it's going to work is the top 2 teams of each division are going to move on to the playoff stage. So right now, let's say we have Toon Kingdom, Three Kings and Chillin' with Chilla would move on. But we know that some divisions would be unbalanced, although we tried to balance it. We have things that are called as wild card. And if you watch American football, you know exactly what a wild card is. But for those, and the majority who don't know what it is, basically, once the top 8 teams or top 2 teams from each division, which would be 8 teams, move on, then you would have teams left over. And from those teams left over, the top 4 teams left I believe it's the top 4, by record would move on. And so tiebreakers will be very important in that, because there might be many 6-4 teams or 7-3 teams that didn't make it, and tiebreakers would definitely play a huge factor in that. So we're still talking about how we want to organize the playoffs, because if we do head to head, that would make things a bit different. It's really hard to go into detail because I don't want to reveal too much information of stuff that isn't even like set in stone yet. But what is set in stone is 2 teams from each division move on, and then we have 4 wildcard teams. That's what you guys should know for now. But in the next coming weeks, we'll update everyone on, the commissioners will, on the playoff picture and all of that. But one game I wanted to mention is if you could go back to the other division, the Shrimp Squad division.
Yeah.
So you can see right now, Royal Card Fighters and Abusement Park are tied at 2-2. They're playing each other this week. We're gonna try to see if it can be streamed, but they're playing each other this week, and that will decide who gets to be on top. Like literally, that will decide. I don't think R&D will play much of a big deal there. They're only +3 off, so that's another match to watch out for. Like Creeping Death lost, right? So Creeping Death could fall all the way to 4th. Like they're fighting. Abusement Park and Royal Card Fighters are basically fighting for that 2nd place spot. So we'll have to see who comes on top. R&D stands for round difference. So let's say today what happened? 3 Kings won 10-8, was it? I kind of went to go eat after I left, so I'm still watching.
10-7. KO didn't
Okay, 10-7. So that means 3 Kings would get a +3 added to their RD count, and Creeping Death would lose 3. So Creeping Death is at +4 in this picture, but they're actually at +1 now. So literally, Royal Card Fighters win, guess what? They're 2nd place now. Abusement Park wins, guess what? They're 2nd place now. Like, although the teams are just 2-2 teams, and they might not seem appealing, quote unquote, at the start, even though they're both really good teams, they're fighting for 2nd. It's a pretty big deal. So that's a match to watch out for. It's going to be this week. We're going to try to see if it can be streamed. And I think that those 2 were like the main like division like battles, but I don't know if there's anything else to really discuss in terms of that.
Oh, wait,
Did you guys
that
have
means
anything?
that if Abusement Park win this week, they would move up to 2nd place. Same thing for Royal
They
Card
would.
Fighters, right?
That's
Yeah,
yeah. That's
they're
what I'm saying.
both-
So
That's
they're both
literally
playing.
what he
That's
Yeah,
literally
Are they playing each other?
yeah.
That's
Abusement Park
literally
and
what he
Royal
just
Card Fighters
explained.
Oh, one of these teams. So Creeping Death is guaranteed 3rd place, and based
Yeah.
on how close the matches are, it could be
Yeah.
4th place.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, your champions of season 1.
But I mean, it's not a bad record. I mean, 3-2 is not necessarily bad. It's
No,
just like
it's great. It's just
Like,
like
let's
like-
say Abusement
yeah,
Park and
I think
Card Fighters are really
close to the division.
yeah.
Yeah. If Abusement Park and Royal Card Fighters are really close, like let's say they end up going 10-9 or something, then Creeping Death is gonna go to 4th. Like depending on how close their game is, depends on where Creeping Death will be. But they're guaranteed 3rd, like you said.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if Abusement Park beats Royal Card Fighters, then regardless of the score, Creeping Death should be 3rd, right?
Yeah.
Regardless of whoever wins between Creeping Death and Royal Card Fighters.
No,
or
Abusement
Creeping Death
Park.
and Royal
Oh,
Card
because I'm saying Royal Card Fighters is only +1.
No, but
So if you lose,
no.
they
Royal
they
Card
would be-
Fighters are +2, but Creeping Death is +1. I know it says +4, but remember they lost 10-7.
No, I said it wrong. I meant Royal Card Fighters are +2, but if they lose, their minimum only going to be +1.
Yeah.
So Creeping Death is
So
yeah,
then
but
head-to-head would
but I
be
mean, if
good.
if Royal
but they
Card
haven't
Fighters
played.
lose, they're 2-3, so they won't be 3rd anyway. So, and
Yeah.
so Creeping Death is going to end up 3rd, no matter what.
Yeah. Sorry, they won't end up 4th.
Yeah.
NA math. See, this is why we have a EU player casting, because our NA math and stuff sometimes throws us off.
I'm an art major.
Yeah. Andy's an art major. I'm not a math major either.
Same. I'm a U
Well,
though.
but he's EU though. That's the same thing, right? American degree of math and EU. I mean, same thing, right? I hope Panda isn't watching. He's gonna flame me. Oh man. But yeah. I mean, I forgot to mention like a stalled win trade could actually shake up things a bit too. Like with the R&Ds.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So we'll have to.
I don't think we've had that come up for like the. That would only come up if it was 2 stall decks as the last decks, right?
No, that's
I don't
not what I
think
meant.
No,
That would be a draw then. Then both teams would get 2 points.
Yeah, he means because
One
when it's a stall mirror and it goes to 50 turns, it's a double loss, so no one gets a win. So your round differential will not go up, or it would only go down actually from that from that actual match.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get what he was saying. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, how do you guys feel about this format so far? I mean, that's the main change that we made this season.
Like the meta or Team Wars format?
No. So whenever I say format, I meant like the actual competitive format, not the meta.
Okay.
Like the entire
I
Iron
think
Man
it's-
format.
I like it. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
I think there's a lot of
I-
strategy to it.
Yeah, I think so too. I think
It's a
there's
lot
so much
better
strategy to it.
than the previous format.
Dude, the previous format shall not be talked about, bro.
Well, I mean,
It was
the
so
big
bad.
issue with the previous format is, like, you can prepare for it and you can bring like a variety of decks, but you don't get to pick what you get matched up against. So the decks that make it to the second round are completely It's completely RNG, and then so there's no strategy until you get to the second set of lives or the
Yeah,
second round.
if who you get matched, like, it doesn't really matter who you get matched up against. It just matters what decks, or it only really mattered what decks you got matched up against, because there's always some decks that counter some decks, right? And
Yeah.
I mean, round one
And
of
it's
this
also
format
about
is a
creating
little
the
bit
best
like that,
deck duo.
but still, I feel like there's a lot of strategy that goes into opening decks. That sure, you can get unlucky and get a bad matchup if you go first, but you're way less likely to get unlucky and get a bad first round matchup in this format versus getting a bad round one matchup in the previous format, because every round one match was randomized in the previous format.
So I guess I just realized you guys are gonna have to update that bricks and potato logo on the group stage
Oh
picture.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's up to Hor, right?
Yeah, you guys
Hey,
should
man,
probably
that's
just
Yeah, I don't even think we've sent it to him yet, so
yeah. Look at all the outs, man, slacking. No, literally their logo is 3 letters.
I
don't
mean,
think-
our logo is 2 letters.
yeah.
No, I mean like
Oh, like it's on a like white. It's on like a blank
it's not even a
background.
logo. Like they don't have a logo, I don't think.
Hey man, that's so disrespectful. At least they moved it around. It's not just like straight, you know?
No,
I,
I'm pretty sure Hur made that for them.
I don't even think it looks that bad.
Hur made it for them, dude. They don't have
No,
a logo.
look, it makes sense. Look, it's a guy bending over.
Dude, it looks like he's being given a wedgie. Like, look at it. Like, tilt your head to the right. looks
Can
like
never
someone's,
be
like, pulling-
unseen.
Dude, someone's like pulling him from the back, and he's like trying to reach with his arms to grab whatever's on like the floor, and he's like, "No, dude, don't wedgie me."
It kind of makes sense, you know. He's getting a wedge and he's looking for all the outs. Oh shit!
Oh man. Oh shit.
Rip
one
all
thing-
the outs logo.
One thing I do want to mention though, if you go back to the TRNG division, dude, Pharaohs are 2-2, but it is worth noting that 2 of their most, I guess, I don't want to say best, but like most popular, well-known players, Grandmaster and Viva the Bull, they're both not in the team anymore, so I'm sure they're feeling the repercussions of that, or like the damage that might have been done to that. But
I mean, they're
Well,
still
when did-
2-2.
What did Grandmaster leave their team? Because they had him for a week.
yeah, so they both, I think, lost both of them after week 1. So they won week 1, but they went 0-2 after that, and they just won this week as well. I don't know who they beat, but I can find out very promptly. They beat all the outs, so yeah, they gave a wedgie to all the outs.
And they didn't find the outs. Feels bad, man.
Riff no outs. I think I said that too when we played them.
Yeah,
After
you
I was
did.
like, we had all the outs.
Yeah, I'm excited for this week's results and this week's matches. I mean,
This week is definitely gonna like shake things up the most out of all the other, like more than any of the previous weeks we've had.
Yeah,
Other than like,
I
guess.
think this week is going to be like the most
the decider week.
intense week out of out of all the regular season
So far.
matches.
So far.
No,
So
no,
far.
no, not even so far. Like out of all the scheduled matches until playoffs, this is going to be like the week.
I don't know, man. I'm looking at week 9 right now, and week
pretty hype
9
as
looks
well,
pretty
because
tough
next-
too.
If Shrimp Squad win this week, next week they play Three Kings. That's gonna be another. That would potentially be another undefeated. Like basically
That-
by the end of these 2 weeks, we could potentially only have
One.
two, like one or two undefeated teams, or we could have 0 undefeated teams by the end of these 2 weeks. Like right now we have 4, and in 2 weeks we could have none.
Yeah, but
That's right.
I mean in the sense of 2 undefeated teams are playing each other, and one of the undefeated team were playing the team that beat them in the previous season in the finals, and then we have Stream Squad. But so it's kind of like
Don't, like-
I don't think we're gonna get a week like this again, you know, where
Okay,
all
look, I'm looking at week 9. Bricks and Potatoes are playing Creeping Death. Three Kings are playing the Renegades. Chillin' with Chill are playing Alpha Pro. VIP are playing Pharaoh. Murder Inc. is playing Sun Clan. All the Outs versus Shrimp Squad. Okay, so the main games for that week, based on the records, it looks like Bricks and Potatoes versus Creeping Death, Three Kings versus Renegades, Chillin' with Chilla versus Alpha Pro, and Forbidden Memories versus Card Fighters. Like, that would be a pretty good week too, I think.
yeah, but I mean by
Second
then
best, if not the best. Yeah.
by
I think
then
Touch
it's like
for-
a lot.
like the history behind some of these matchups. Like Freaking Death versus Three Kings is probably like it might even become like a rivalry, but it's like a historical like it was the season 1 finals, and then Renegades
Another
and
1-1.
yeah, Renegades and Bricks and Potatoes were basically like the two new kids, right? I mean, like technically Renegades were around last time, but not really, you know.
Yeah.
Like they lost
But
their
yes,
best
but
player
yes, really.
on.
They were around, but not really. Or they weren't around, but they really were.
management.
Like the
Quote new
420
management.
experience, but 420 like they don't have 420's best player. You know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah, they don't have the best player.
yeah, yeah,
The
not
one and
420.
only. The
Yeah,
best, the man, the best human being to ever initiate Link.
Well, we can't forget about Decade, guys.
No man, I'm pretty sure this player was probably better than Decade. I mean, have you seen Decade even enter a tournament? You already know he's about to
Yeah,
hold these
I've
L's.
seen him enter a tournament, dude. I've seen him enter one tournament.
Oh yeah, he went 1-3, I think. No, I'm just joking. I love Decade.
Oh my god.
I love casting with you guys, even though I was only here for like maybe like 20% of it.
Not even.
I was here for like the last 2 lives.
so
Hey man, I
Andy-
expected it to be closer.
Well,
Andy, what were you
actually, it
doing?
was pretty close, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty close to be honest.
And Andy, what were you doing?
What was I doing?
Yeah, you missed the
Uh,
best part.
I'm sure I did. I was just like I was basically I was helping some people move stuff, and
Okay.
then just taking really long.
Yeah, honestly, Andy, you came back like at the point where everybody kind of just accepted that KO is probably just gonna sweep everyone. Like when he first started sweeping, oh, woo!
Yeah, near the end, Creeping Death really got unlucky with like draws and stuff.
Yeah, like
Dang.
there was a like I would say about the time where Taaha left, was basically the time where I think everyone just realized that KO's taking this.
I think after he
Kira's
beat
a monster.
Akuma's first life, it was pretty much guaranteed. Because Akuma's first life is probably has the better matchup anyways.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, on the topic of divisions, was there anything else you guys wanted to mention? We've talked a lot about the divisions and the upcoming matches as well. Yeah, I don't think there's a lot more to cover aside from, unless you guys want to cover, I guess previous week we had like not even upset wins. I think more wins that surprised. And that surprised some people.
We should judge people's logos.
Should judge people's logos.
No. Are there any big tournaments coming up? I think Duel Links Pro tournament is coming up on the 24th, and registration for that's gonna be out like next week. But anything else? I think there's Challenger Cup coming up. Dude, I had like the calendar for all the events. I don't know why I'm asking you guys.
Yeah, you're asking us. I'm like, I don't even play in these tournaments, dude.
Tut doesn't either anymore. Okay, yeah, we have Challenger Cup on the 17th. That should be interesting.
Alright, make sure you guys sign up for this Challenger Cup. Alright, it's like a $10 entry fee, right?
No. Are you talking about Jay and Insano's tournament?
Oh.
No, Challenger Cup is the DLCS tournament, but it's like an entry fee DLCS.
Yeah, entry fee €10 even.
No way. Is it actually €10?
Date, time, Saturday, 17th of March, 1 p.m. EST. Entry fee, €10. Price, 100% of the entry fee go towards the prize pool. First place, 50%. Second place, 25%. Third/fourth, 12.5%. Format, best of 3,
Nice.
Swiss into single elimination top cut. One deck.
I hope he's able to get people.
Yeah.
Wait, what did he say? It's Swiss?
It's
gonna be like 32 people?
It doesn't say how many people, so probably no cap. Or I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's best of 3 Swiss into single elimination top cuts.
Just a standard, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it should be an interesting tournament for sure. I hope he's able to get players so we can, put it on DLPR. Speaking of DLPR, who you guys got for top 5?
Masaryk, and Black Jesus.
I don't know. The first time I played Masaryk was MCS 2, and back then I thought he was like, it's like okay, but like since
he
like
was though back then.
18, I've been like a huge Masaryk fan. I can't explain it, dude.
Dude, he's been like results wise. Like MCS 2, even if you take a look at his results, which you can on the Duel Links Pro website, if you take a look at that, you'll see he's gradually like he'll be like 9th, 17th, then like 9th, 13th, then like 5th, 9th. He's gradually gone better and better with his placements, and like now he's getting tops like every other week. So.
Oh, true. Lulu #1. I mean, but that's not even like a question. Everybody knows Lulu #1.
The next edition of the Duel Links Pro Rankings is going to be released in the first week of May. So, an entire 2 months left. But, I mean, Tut, man, I know you're trying to keep that top 3 placing.
No.
You can, man, you can.
Oh, well, yeah, if I enter a lot of tournaments.
No, you can just enter DLPTs and MCS. And I think that would be enough. Do well. I mean, that's what Andy's done. Andy's probably going to be pretty high so far.
Yes, because of money. And then I entered DLPT because you're my friend.
Well, I mean, you topped it too.
No, Wybona, Bookworm is #0. That's a big difference.
Yeah, Bookworm's #0.
Rank 0, dude.
Like, he's in a tier of his own, okay?
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, look at his tops. Like, that's pretty freaking insane. And he was, like, with different decks most of the times, too. Like, he knew how to play almost every deck, too. No question about that.
All right, I think
Yeah.
unless you guys have something, I guess
No.
Teamworks related to say, I
Tut-
think it's time we wrap this up.
Tell wants to play Pokemon.
No, I actually want to watch the LCS, but
Oh, wait, is it starting?
DLCS.
I want to watch it too, actually. Oh wait, it started.
yeah,
Wait, watch what?
the LCS, NALCS, League of Legends.
No,
Oh, I thought you said
Bring
DLCS.
Oh,
no, Taaha is DLCS, like the Duel Links Challenger series. But
Oh.
we're talking-
Yeah. I was like,
we're talking about real esports.
like you're talking about THELCS. I thought you were talking about DLCS.
Yeah, no, I caught what you heard too, because I knew what Tutpup was saying, but I was like, I think I know what Taaha's thinking.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, make sure you hit the follow button and turn those notifications on. Bricks and Potatoes versus Renegades are going to be this week on this channel. Andy and Tutpup are going to be
Clapping.
playing. Okay,
Well, we
clapping.
might not play. No,
And
we might not even
I'll
be playing.
I'll be coaching. No, it's psych. I'm not gonna be coaching.
What the?
Definitely not the Bricks and Potato coach.
You're trying to join now? I see how
No.
it is.
Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream and the game and our commentary. We'll be back in the future. One day. Don't know when.
We'll be back
Championship?
during the next CD versus 3K match.
We'll be back for the championship. Oh yeah. No, maybe not the
Oh, the
championship.
championship, bro.
We'll be back for round 3, Creeping Death versus 3 Kings in the championship.
Tiebreaker.
Or in the playoffs. Honestly, wouldn't it be dope if that was like a playoffs match, like one of the first few ones? That'd be awesome.
Are we still on stream?
Yeah, we are still on.
Anyway,
I don't know. You said it. You said it like you
subscribe.
like.
All right, subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. We put all this stuff on YouTube. I always forget to mention.
And join the
YouTube is
Discord.
lit. Like, you ever get on Twitch and you're just like, damn, no one is streaming today. Well, guess what? You got hours of VODs to watch on our Duel Links Team Wars YouTube channel. Check that out. Give us that subscribe. And that's it for me. Join our Discord. It's lit every night, bro. And that's it. Taaha sign out. Peace.
Peace.
Bye.